This show will take you on a thought-provoking journey. It came about because a man with a severe disability told me getting outdoors helped him become strong again. I've since learned many others feel the same way. Just before sunrise, wheelchairs roll through the woods near Lake Lanier. They carry people with a wide range of disabilities. It is a meeting of old friends. Regardless of the limitation, all have one thing in common. They embrace the thrill of being outside and are geared up for adventure. On this chilly spring morning, wheelchairs will roll onto boats and everyone will be fishing for striped bass.
Well, it's a blessing to be here, and I'm really happy that Outdoors Without Limits can get us back out on the water when we can't do it ourselves.
Well, it looks like I remember you because you were so funny.
Yeah.
You made me laugh.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Joshua Handler.
Joshua. You
And
have
my
a
dad,
great
Edward.
time, and I expect you to bring in a big fish.
Oh, I'm hoping to bring in more than that. Last year I got second place, this year's first.
All right, I'm counting on it.
All right.
The enthusiasm is contagious, which is why so many boat owners volunteer their vessels, the gas, and their time. Kira Gilbert didn't sleep last night. She was so excited. She's 28, born with an open spine and a lot of spunk. Have you always been in a wheelchair or just...
Yeah, since birth.
Since birth?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're used to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Old hat. Is there anything you can't do?
Not much, not much.
You cook?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
hunt? You fish? Well, good luck.
Nice to meet
I'm waiting to see what you bring in.
Thank you.
Kira and her father head off to meet their partner for the day, Captain Mac Farr. The sun is breaking through clouds as they head out. Kira's smile reflects a joy felt by many. The skies promise a beautiful day. Everyone enjoys the same view and takes pleasure in the brisk morning air. Out here, wheelchairs are a non-issue. Kira has fished before, but Mac is determined she will bring in a bass.
What kind of fish is that?
That is a gizzard shad.
Gizzard shad.
Just a little gizzard shad.
He's using a big shad for bait, which means Mac expects a much bigger fish on the end of the line. But can Kira reel it in?
Put your hand, there you go. All right, there you go, perfect. Now I'm gonna square the boat up. All right, we're all good, everything's clear. You just doing what you're doing, young lady?
Obviously, this isn't her first time at the rodeo.
Excellent, excellent.
She lets the fish run, then brings it in slowly.
See, I'm gonna tell you, see how, oh, you still got 100 feet. Keep working.
Remember now, that fish you see is bait.
Yeah, don't give me a slack. There you go.
Whatever Kira has on the line is much bigger.
How about that? Here's my new fishing buddy, Kara, with her first striped bass. A beautiful fish. Look at that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a good piece of fishing. You did everything just right.
Thank you.
Fish ate the wrong minute. You made a mistake this morning. That's the way it goes. That is an absolutely gorgeous striped bass.
That is pretty.
Cool. So that's your first one, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty good way to start out your striper career.
Thank you, thank you.
Shoot, thank you.
The fish weighs about 12 pounds, and Mac Farr is like a proud father.
I'm gonna say he's every bit of 12 pounds.
12 pounds?
Look at him, he's perfect.
He's big.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, sir.
Pulled hard too, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he gave you a good tussle.
He is.
Turn your thumb the other way. That,
Like
there you
this?
go. Yep. And then, perfect.
The striper is released, but the morning is still young.
All right, well, we're all here. You want to try and do it again?
Sure.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's do it.
With different bait and a new location, it isn't long before Kira is feeling a tug on the line. The fight is on again.
Need me do anything, Kara?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Good. Let it girl.
Hang on there, I got you. Pull it back, pull it back. There you go.
How about that, Kara?
Yes, sir.
Good looking fish right there
He's
now.
pretty.
Yeah, he is. He's a little bigger than that other one.
Very cool.
Another striped bass. This one bigger than the last. Anglers watching this may be in disbelief. You can spend all day on a lake and not have this kind of luck.
It's a lot of fun. It was a blast. He put up a good fight.
He did.
He's pretty too.
Yeah, he's a nice looking fish. Good, yeah, pretty fish. Look at that.
Yes, sir. Very cool.
See if we can unhook him. You gonna turn that one back?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna let him go and grow. Kara is a conservationist.
Less than an hour later,
Good shot on there, Shane. Another nice fish on the umbrella. Cool beans.
and before lunch, she and Mac brought in one more.
Nice fish, beautiful. Look at his color.
Yes, he
This is
is.
what you don't see a lot of times. If you look real close, we'll turn him. See the purples? It's
Uh-huh.
kind of iridescent purple and blue. They're really pretty fish. It's hard to see sometimes.
They just like glitter on them, kind
Yeah.
of cool.
That's awesome. You
Yes.
put up a good fight?
Yes, sir.
Not good enough though, you whipped him.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now, Mac and Kira are simply fishing buddies, talking tackle and water temperature.
Now I gotta ask you something. You like fishing better or hunting better?
They're both fun, but like when we used to go camping, I just like fishing, just being on the water and stuff.
I'm with you. Good day on the water is worth an awful lot.
Yes, sir.
They would never have met without this guy. Former football player Kirk Thomas. His wheelchair days began when a tree fell on his back.
My goal was actually go back to work. I sold heavy equipment, so my goal was to go back to work and take care of my family. Just because I was going to be a teach-well paraplegic the rest of my life and spend life in a wheelchair, my responsibilities didn't go away, So my goal was to make it the best I could, make the best out of it, and go back to work and continue life, And the other thing is, being an athlete and stuff like that, there wasn't any quit in me. I wasn't gonna let it beat me. All right, let's go. What's up?
Kirk didn't want it to beat others with disabilities, so he founded Outdoors Without Limits. The first time I met Kirk, it was at one of his hunting events.
It creates new friendships, new bonds, it fosters hope, it builds self-esteem. It does all that, It does, and it changes lives, and it saves lives. Countless people have told me over the years that if it wasn't for what we do and wasn't for having the opportunity to come, they'd have committed suicide. And that's pretty strong. It's pretty strong medicine.
I met people who said they got their life back because of Kirk. People like Bill Clements. He was injured in Afghanistan, but the mental wounds are still healing.
I was mortuary affairs, NCOIC for theater. We recovered fallen soldiers all over the country. Every soldier that died in theater come through me. I mean, it's bad.
And that stays with you.
Yeah.
That would break my heart.
It's
Like you say, when you see the pictures, that's what would get to me too.
That's the part that bothered me the worst is, we get back, when you're processing somebody You know, that's one thing. You kind of get cold to that, numb to that. But you know, when you're having to go through them and you're pulling out all their personal effects, you know, you have to inventory all of it. And like when you open up a wallet and you start seeing pictures of their wife and their children and all that, you know, that stuff tears you up day in and day out. You see a wife and little kids, and you know, their daddy ain't coming home to them. Just day in and day out, that crap tears you up.
Bill would not talk with anyone when he got home. I was told he probably wouldn't talk to me. But after coming to these events, Bill is starting to feel like his old self again.
And after 2 or 3 trips going out with them, I started getting a little more active. And Kirk's hard-headed. And Kirk kept hounding me. And Kirk saved me. He stayed with me and kept getting me to go, and Kirk got me back out hunting and fishing, and that's where I'm at today.
Every story is different. But as far as Kirk is concerned, getting people outside is a game changer. At the hunting event in Comer, Georgia, there was a party-like atmosphere, with Kirk holding court.
All right, let me have your attention real quick. First of all, boy, what a beautiful bunch of people. A lot of you been on hunts before. We got a lot of new people here this year. Congratulations to the new folks. We're gonna call you newbies this weekend, okay? Newbies.
It was a sea of camouflage on wheels. Old friends, new friends, with Kirk doing his rolling inspection.
Y'all come to this table. Give the check to Chris.
You bossy little thing.
Give to who? I told you, I don't put up with no crap.
You did tell me, you know.
It rained the entire time, but no one seemed to care. This is why Kirk started Outdoors Without Limits.
You know, all these barriers were, you know, there in front of them, preventing them from doing something that I took for granted my whole life, even after my accident, you know. So it bothered me. It started eating me up inside, and then, of course, you know, naturally you start asking yourself, well, why do you have this opportunity and they don't? Of course, if you're ever woken up, you know, to I call it God's world, when you get in the woods or whatever before daylight, and then you wake up with the world, you know, with a new day, that's empowering.
I met LaDonna Green at the same event. Her car is like something out of a Batman movie. And her personality is no nonsense. There is always a guide with every hunter. The hundreds of volunteers are what make these events possible.
And because of how soft this ground is, John, it'll probably be good if you grab hold of the handles behind me.
Okay.
Just kind of don't let me nosedive.
I won't.
And
I got
we'll
you.
go right up over that. Sweet.
I sat in the blind with LaDonna for a while. Her story is something I dare say you would not expect. How long have you been in a wheelchair?
January 9th of 16 will make 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'd just gone through a divorce, lived in an apartment in a little larger town than what I was used to. Was carrying a handgun pretty typically for protection. That particular morning, it was the first Monday morning of the year, so I didn't want to look like I was going postal, carrying the gun out, and I had it underneath my arm. And, you know, I kept it loaded because I think that's how they're useful.
Yeah.
But just as I sat down in my car, you know, enough pressure released, that gun fell, hit the pavement, and discharged and went through my kidney and through my spine. And it was a immediate and permanent thing.
Oh, man.
Life-changing moment.
Yeah, 21 years.
Yeah.
But you have obviously adapted quite well.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me that a gun put you here, but you love to hunt.
A careless action on my part put me here.
LaDonna blames herself for carrying a loaded weapon under her arm. Hunting is just her way to be outdoors, regardless of whether she shoots a deer.
To me, I grew up around hunters. You know, I can't say that I was the hunter. It was typically my dad or my grandfather or things like that. But, you know, grew up around the guns, but never really was active in it. But I love being outside. I appreciate nature. You know, I'm thankful for the creation and the creator and enjoy it. I've learned to enjoy rainy days. You know, you learn to dance in the rain. I think what we need in nature is here to heal us. Sometimes it's in something that's made from nature, and sometimes it's just a matter of being a part of it.
We left her in the field and watched an approaching storm. LaDonna got her chance to dance in the rain.
You know, it's just like I tell everybody all the time within our organization, I mean, pulling the trigger and setting the hook, that's probably the least most important thing we do of all. You know, it's that opportunity to experience it, you know? There's your opportunity. That's what you do it for, you know? I mean, but actually catching that fish or harvesting that deer or turkey or whatever, that's not important at all.
Chris Owens has the same attitude. He works for Home Depot and, like many of us, spends way too many hours in front of a computer.
All right.
But at least once a week, Chris escapes to Big Creek Greenway in Alpharetta.
Hey, man.
Hi, and how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking me here. I've never seen this. It's beautiful.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you guys for thinking of me, and thanks for coming.
So, where are we going?
We are going this way. This
Okay.
is my normal route that I take whenever I go on a long push, if I'm by myself or if I have the pleasure of the company of my wife and my dog. We go for 3, sometimes 4 miles. So
Yeah.
let's go this way and talk.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Chris was injured at the age of 27. When the doctor told him he would never walk again, Chris was terrified.
You don't know what to expect. Does this doctor know what he's talking about?
Yeah, first you probably didn't want to believe it,
No,
right?
you go through denial, you go through anger, you go through all of those steps, and then the very last one is acceptance. And until you get to the acceptance point, you're not going to think about, okay, it's time to get on. Well, the denial didn't last long. The anger, it lasted longer.
Like so many others, it was getting outside again that helped Chris heal.
And I tell newly injured folks the same thing. You could do 1,000 things before your injury. Now you can do 999 of them, and that one thing you didn't want to do to begin with. So don't let it get in your way. You can get out and enjoy this. You can either get busy living or get busy dying. That's an old saying from a movie, but it's so true. Get out and get in nature. Look at this. This will heal you.
There are more than 35 trails across the state that are wheelchair accessible. Many of them in some of the most beautiful regions Georgia has. Some of the tallest waterfalls in this state are accessible, like Amicalola and Dukes Creek. And most of the state parks are also accessible to those with limitations. Chris is a quadriplegic and has been in a wheelchair more than 24 years.
I noticed that you, the minute we met, everything's normal about you.
Well, thank you. I guess.
Yeah, maybe normal these days is not that great.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, how did you, I mean, was it really the getting out and being able to hunt again, fish again, get out in the woods? Is that really kind of what made you think, okay, I got this problem, but I can still do this stuff I love?
Absolutely. Being able to get out and do the things that I loved so much before I was injured has made me appreciate them so much more. And it has made me feel, yeah, I'm in a chair. It's the new normal. It's my new normal. So I can still get out and I can still do this. I still lift weights every day. I still hunt probably 3 to 4 weeks out of the year. I have so many things to be thankful for. I have a wheelchair problem. It's not even a problem anymore. This is just how I get around. I mean, I see people that have stage 4 cancer. You see the kids in Shepherd Center that, and other rehab centers that are 7 years old and 10 years old and 16 years old that have spinal cord injuries that all they can do is move their eyes. I have nothing to complain about. I have been blessed to be able to still get out and do the things that I love. And getting out here, and this is so serene. You can come out here for a couple of hours, either with the family or by yourself, and have peace. And it means an awful lot to me. The new normal, it's made me feel the new normal over the years. I've been paralyzed for 24 years, so it took a long time for me to come to this point, but it didn't take me very long to realize that how fortunate I actually am.
And a lot of people are going to hear that and say, wow, how can somebody who's wheelchair bound, quadriplegic, how can they say, I'm so fortunate?
I don't know how you couldn't. I don't know how you couldn't. Why would anyone not look at what their blessings are and do not focus on any type of negative stuff that you've got going on in your world? Life is short.
I left Chris to finish his push on the Greenway. Like so many people we met over the past year, Chris used the natural world to get past the pain and into the positive.
It's created by God. I mean, it's what the good Lord's done for us. So does nature heal? Absolutely, it does. How can it not? You know what I mean? How can you not see a bird flying through there and not think, hey, that's good. You got a lot of bird watchers, of course, that want to watch those birds. It's healing because it's nature. It's created by God. And yes, it's put there for man to enjoy and man to depend on, Without it, where would we be?
This episode isn't meant to minimize the struggles facing an injured person. It's just a reminder that people who hurt in their hearts, minds, or bodies can often find peace and confidence in the outdoors. I'm Sharon Collins. We'll see you next time.